Good morning again. We're ready to start. Please make sure that your phones are off. Thank you.
Yes, Ms. Ncube.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the next witness is Brigadier Mokoena, and his statement appears in section 2 of the bundle. And Brigadier Mokoena has also decided to be sworn in.
Good morning, Brigadier.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Do you swear that the evidence you are going to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? If so, please raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Thank you, Chair. Brigadier, can you just give us your full name for the record?
Lesiba Joseph Mokoena.
Can I ask you to go to, if you look at the file in front of you, there should be a file divider that with the number 2, it's got section 2. Your statement should appear there, and if you can confirm on page 4 of that section that that is your signature on page 4.
I confirm, Commissioner, it's my signature.
And do you confirm that the statement that appears at page 1 to 4 of section 2 is the statement prepared for purposes of giving evidence at this commission?
I confirm, Commissioner.
And do you confirm that the contents of the statement are true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
I confirm, Commissioner.
Okay. Thank you, Brigadier. Brigadier, if we can start at page 1 of your statement, paragraph 1. It's an introduction. If I could ask you to just give us a brief background of your service within the SAPS, when it started and when you became a brigadier as well.
Thank you, Commissioners. I started my career in the South African Police Service in 1991. I started at the former unit that we had before, that was called Stability Unit, Stability Riot Unit 19, which was situated in Roslyn. And then I left the unit in 1997 to pursue my career at the task team in Joburg at the province office until in 2001. In 2001, I joined a unit called Serious Violent Crime Unit in Pretoria that was situated in Fisagi Street. And then in 2007, the unit was closed down. Then I joined a new unit that was formed in that day in 2007 called High Tech Project Center. And then I worked at High Tech Project Center until 2010, when that unit, High Tech Project Center, was incorporated into Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation in 2010 in April. And then I started working at Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, April 2010, and then under the operational office. Till to date, I'm still in the operational office.
And what is your current position within the Hawks?
Currently, I'm the section head at the level of the brigadier in the operational office of the DPCI called Tactical Operation Management Section.
Can you
I've
just...
been promoted to the position of a brigadier on the 5th December 2024.
And can you just briefly tell us what being the section head within the Tactical Operations Management Section entails?
As a section head of TOMS, Tactical Operation Management Section, I am running an operational office that is giving a backup on all the units within the directorate, assisting them on the takedown operations, assisting the directorate's investigators to track and trace most wanted suspects and most wanted fugitives, high-profile suspect. Within my mandate, I'm also having a mandate of escorting high-profile suspects to and from court, and the protection of the directorate investigators when they are attending court. And lastly, escorting of consignments within the directorate to and from the offices to either ballistics or forensics, and then escort them back to their offices.
Thank you, Brigadier. For reasons that will become relevant later, could you just tell us what is your nickname within the force?
Thank you, Commissioners. My nickname is Klenki within the SAPS system. That's the name that I earned in 1991 when I arrived at the riot unit. I was still a young 21-year-old boy with a tiny body. Then when I arrived there, there was the late General Maleka. By then he was a Captain Maleka. And then when he saw me in that camouflage uniform, asked me my name, and from there said to me, "From now on you are Klenki." And then that's the reason that the name that I grew up with within the cycle of SAPS organization till today, and then I'm looking forward to retire with that name.
Thank you for mentioning the nickname, because I think I saw it somewhere, maybe in the annexures. I did see reference to Klenki, so now we know who that is.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. Brigadier, if we can then go to paragraph 2 of your statement, which you kick off with the events of the 6th of December, 2024. Now, you mentioned that you were promoted to the rank of brigadier the day before.
That's correct, Commissioner.
Okay. Can you tell us what transpired on the 6th of December, 2024?
Thanks a lot, Commissioners. I confirm that I was promoted the day before. And then to my surprise, I didn't know that the incident the next day, starting to work as a brigadier, then I will have a date to recall to come to the Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioner. On the day in question, Commissioner, the DPCI was held in the National Excellency Awards that were held at Boerdeberg, it's around Pretoria East. And then while I was there, before the events get hot, I received a call from my divisional commissioner, which is Lieutenant General Dumisani Patrick Mboto. I'm reporting direct to the divisional commissioner. And then he said to me he was approached by our former national head, Lieutenant General Libya, to inquire if our operational team has been deployed around Gauteng. And then I said to the divisional commissioner, no, Lieutenant General Dumisani Mboto, my team has not been deployed around that site. And he said to me, the national head, Lieutenant General Libya, just received a call to say there are allegations that there's members alleging to be from the Hawks at a certain set address in Sandhurst in Johannesburg. And then they are also alleging that they are with Lieutenant General Libya on the said premises, and then they wanted to enter the premises and search the premises. Then Lieutenant General Mboto instructed me to go and verify who are those members at that address. I was given that address, though I didn't know who was the owner of the said house. And then I contacted two of my operational members, of which is Captain Kruger and Constable Digovea.
Sorry, Brigadier, can I just interject there? When you received the call from General Mboto, in your statement you say that he said he was with General Labia at the time when General Labia received the call. Is that correct?
That's correct, Worship. I was also within the vicinity of the Excellency Awards.
Because you were all at the same event.
That's correct, Commissioner.
And then you refer to the address.
You say, sorry, just for clarity, you say vicinity. Do you mean you are not at the exact same place where Generals Mboto and Libya were? You were somewhere close to where they were?
To clarify, Commissioner, I was also the attendee on the National Awards, but I was not sitting exactly next to them.
You were at the same venue?
Correct, Commissioner.
Oh, but not next to them?
Correct, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. And then you mentioned the address that you were asked to go and verify if the operations were being undertaken there. Can you confirm what you know today, who that address belongs to?
Thank you, Commissioner. I am aware today that address or that house belonged to Mr. Katiso Molefe.
And at what point did General Mboto give you the exact address? Was it during the call or did he send you a message with the address?
Commissioner, as I recall, he sent me the message, WhatsApp message for that address.
Okay. You then say that you contacted Captain Kruger and Constable de Gavea.
That's correct.
And who are they?
Captain Kruger and Constable de Gavea are one of my operational team members. And then just to add on that, for me to send the two, I in fact contacted Captain Kruger. His crew at the office is Constable de Gavea.
Okay. And what did you instruct them to do?
Thank you, Commissioner. I indicated to them to say, I just received an information from our DIFCOM, General Mpoto, to say on the said address that I forwarded them via WhatsApp, there's an information that there are police officers there that are claiming, that are alleging are from the Hawks, and then they are with our national head there, want an entry and then to search the premises. And then the two members, they did also, or they were aware that we are at the National Awards ceremony. So go and verify on that address who are those members that are there. Why? Because we are sitting with the national head here. And indeed, they proceeded to the address, Commissioner.
Now, can I just ask you about the call that you had with Captain Kruger? Captain Kruger has also submitted a statement to the Commission, and according to him, he had given you a certain indication that he was not in a position to attend to the scene that you had asked him to go to. Do you recall what his response to you was when you instructed him to go to the house in Sandhurst?
Commissioner, I missed the first or the third word from your side when you started your question.
Can you tell us what Captain Kruger's response was to you when you instructed him to go to the house?
Correct, Commissioner. When I tasked him, With my idea was to say I was tasking him knowing that he's a member within around Eastern Joburg side, but then they were from another operation, which was, if I recall well, was in Rustenburg, and then they will try their best to rush to the said address.
I didn't hear the last thing you said, and they were what?
They promised me, Commissioner, to rush to the said address where I instructed them to visit.
All right.
Okay, Brigadier, according to Captain Kruger, he indicated to you that he would not be in a position to go to the address because they were already in Pretoria North. It was Friday afternoon and the traffic was hectic, being a Friday afternoon. And he also indicated that they don't have a vehicle with a blue light or a siren in order to navigate the traffic, and that the tires of the vehicle was not in a good condition for them to make the journey to that address. Do you recall that interaction with Captain Kruger at all?
Thank you, Commissioner. What I recall, it was a peak hour time that day. And then what I can recall was that he did indicate the issue of the car that they are driving, that it's an old car that doesn't have blue lights or siren with it. And then my response to him was to push as much as you can to the address. And then he never indicated, I don't recall indicating to me that he is in Pretoria North.
Okay, and according to Captain Kruger, you said to him that he must turn around and go there immediately. Do you recall saying that to him?
That's correct, Commissioner.
Well, Captain Kruger also says he told you that they were on their way to another operation outside of Gauteng.
Commissioner, they were coming from another operation. I can
No,
confirm.
his statement is he told you they are on their way to an operation outside of Gauteng and they are waiting for a colleague to come and pick them up. And
No.
you said he must still come to Sandhurst anyway.
I don't recall that, Commissioner.
So he's not telling the truth.
The
when he
only
says
thing that I can confirm, I was aware that in that morning they did have an operation, Commissioner.
So in his statement where he says he told you that they were on their way to an operation outside Gauteng, your firm position is that did not happen. He didn't tell you that.
Not to my knowledge, Commissioner.
Not to your knowledge or not to your recollection.
Not to my recollection, point of correction, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair.
But if it's not to your recollection, it means you can't dispute it. If he firmly says he told you that because you just don't recall it. But if he firmly says, as he has done in the statement, if he firmly says that he told you that, you are not in a position to say it did not happen because you don't remember.
That's correct, Worship. The only thing that I'm confirming was I was aware there was an operation on that day from my
Okay.
team.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Brigadier, I'm trying to understand what your instruction to Captain Kruger was, because as I understand the instruction to you from General Mboto, and that's paragraph 3 of your statement on page 2. The instruction is that you must verify if there are legitimate Hawks members at that address. Was that the instruction to you?
That's correct, Commissioner.
Yes. But then your instruction to Captain Kruger is different from that, because you then instruct Captain Kruger, that's paragraph 4, to go to the address and verify if it was indeed a legitimate operation.
That's correct,
So
Commissioner.
it's no longer about are the Hawks people at the premises. What you are instructing Kruger to do is to go check if there is a legitimate operation there.
That's correct, Commissioner. To me, when the DIFCOM General Mpodo gave me instruction, he clarified everything to say members there, alleging from the Hawks, and then alleging to be with our national head, General Levia. But when I instructed the member, I said them to go to the address to go and verify who are those members that are there and to confirm if it's a legit police operation.
And seeing that you were in Pretoria and Captain Kruger was not in Sandton or Sandhurst, why could you not? Because if somebody is impersonating the Hawks are part of the SAPS. Why couldn't you call the police station in Sandton to say, can you please go to the address and find out what is happening? Why did it have to be the Hawks that go there?
Thank you, Commissioner. The reason for sending Captain Kruger and Constable Digovea, they are my team members of the operational office within the DPCI. When instructions came, our divisional commissioner knows that I'm running an operational team that is running around all the 9 provinces. And then he did know that on that point in time when he instructed me, I having members on the ground.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I'm saying the last word, what I said is that when when he instructed me, he was aware that I had the members on the ground operationally.
On the ground where?
Around Gauteng province.
Yes, but Gauteng province is a big province. My question is, if you wanted to know if there's a police operation in Sandhurst, why did you not call the police station in Sandton to verify that? Why did you have to call the Hawks who are all over Gauteng to go to the address?
Thank you, Commissioner. When he called me, I think according to me, he did know that I've got a team that is movable at any time. And then allegation of the Hawks members with the national head. When it came to me, then I have to dispatch my members to go and verify. Because even if they arrive at the scene, it will be easy for them to can identify the Hawks members if they arrive at the scene.
I think the substance or essence of the question is this. You are told by Captain Kruger that I am in Pretoria. I am driving a motor vehicle that does not have a siren, does not have, did it have blue lamps? Does not have blue lights. And the tires are almost gone, and it is the rush hour or peak hour. So, and you have confirmed all those. Now, that must have told you that it would take Captain Kruger and Constable de Gouveia a long time to get to the Sandhurst address. So the substance of the question is this: under those circumstances, why is it that you did not get hold of, say, for example, the police station in Sandton? Could have been any other close police station. Why did you not get hold of that police station for members from that police station to go to the address at Sandhurst? Can you please respond in a clear manner now?
Thank you, my Commissioner. When that question came to me, Commissioner, I did confirm that Captain Kruger did indicate the condition of the car, but according to me, I don't recall him stating to me that it's in Pretoria North. That's point number 1. And then point number 2, the reason for contacting him is that I am aware that they are residing around East Rand and Joburg side. And then for me not engaging the SAPS, following the instruction that is coming from the DEFCON, he said to me, go and verify. And for me to explore the instruction from the DEFCON, I relied on the capacity, human capacity that I'm having within my office on the operational team.
Did you try to establish from Captain Kruger what the relevance of the issue around the condition of his car was? Why would he have mentioned that? Was it not because he was saying, I will take too long to get there? Did you not try to establish why he was telling you about his car?
Thank you, Commissioner. I did not. That is what I'm saying in my mind. When I dispatched him, I know that he was from that area, around Eastern Joburg. And then although with that car in that condition.
Did you assume or did you know for a fact where he was?
I assumed, Commissioner, that he's that side, since well he's residing that side.
Why would that be so? Could he not have been anywhere? Could he not have been anywhere? Why did you make that assumption?
Thank you, Commissioner. I make the assumption as I presented before the Commission to say the team had an operation in that morning. And then on that time in the afternoon, I had that assumption that everything has been done on the earlier operation and those guys there have to be around that area of Joburg and Eastern.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Brigadier, if I can just take you back to paragraph 3 of your statement where you mention that it was not unusual for individuals to pretend that they were members of the Hawks. Can you just elaborate on that and whether that played a role in your decision to deploy a team?
Thank you, Commissioner. Within my daily duties, I did previously encounter situations where members used to impersonate the Hawks members. We have several cases where at some we were successfully managed to arrest some of those members, particularly on the cases that I recall. If I'm correct, I'm speaking to the point of correction, but 3 that was arrested were used to call themselves Captain Tlenki from the DPCI, and then 4 of those members used to present themselves as Colonel Tlenki from the DPCI. So the issue of the bogus corps or impersonating public members to be members of the Hawks, I did have already that experience and few cases to prove that we have such individuals running around impersonating the Hawks members.
In those cases where you say you have arrested people for impersonating the Hawks, where would you have found these suspects or these people that you arrest? Where do you find them? Did you find them at the scene where they were impersonating the Hawks, the people that you speak of?
Thank you, Commissioner. In 2 of the cases where I managed to come into contact with the suspect, that was the incident where they called a victim to a certain point, alleging to be the members of the Hawks. And then the victim managed to arrive at the meeting point, and then we arrested those guys there. And then one of them was having a fake appointment certificate. Why? Because it was black in color, having his face, and then all over it was Hawks emblem. And then on the second instance, we arrested 2 officers from crime intelligence that were running with criminals. We arrested them in Mamelodi, Nel Mafias area. After coming to the meeting point with the victim, only to pick us up, and then a chase ensued until we managed to arrest them at Nel Mafias in Mamelodi. The male officer was wearing a white Hawks t-shirt, and then the lady was just in a normal civilian dress, and then all of them alleged to be from the Hawks.
And have any of them, those cases that you're talking about, been reported to you as legitimate or as bogus, rather, let me ask, as bogus hawks operations where you've arrested these people?
Yes, Commissioner, all of them, they were in the middle of an operation or in the middle of meeting a victim.
Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner.
Thank you, Brigadier. Can I just ask you, regarding your call with General Mboto, did he tell you who had called General Libya with the information that there were bogus hawks impersonators on the scene? Did he tell you who had called General Libya?
Commissioner, no, he never indicated to me who called our former national head.
Now,
When he said, sorry, I'm sorry, Ms. Nube. When General Mboto said to you or asked you to verify if there are members deployed around Johannesburg, he's the one that sent you to that address, you say, to Sandhurst.
Correct, Commissioner, he is the one who gave me that instruction to go and verify.
And did he say to you whether this was whether or not this was at the instruction of General Libya?
No, never indicated, he just gave me, I took instruction from him that.
So you understood it to be an instruction from him?
Correct, Commissioner.
Thank you.
thank you, Commissioner Baloy. Then, if I can return to paragraph 4 of your statement on page 2, where you had indicated that you called Captain Kruger and Constable de Gavea and instructed them to go to the address. You say that you sent the address in Sandhurst to Captain Kruger. Is that correct, via WhatsApp?
That's correct, Commissioner.
If I can just refer you to Captain Kruger's statement, it is in section 3 in the file in front of you, and it's annexure BK1, but the tag is labeled B1. If you can go to that annexure and confirm that this is a screenshot of the WhatsApp that you had sent to him. I'll just project it as well, the redacted version.
B1.
Yes. Do you confirm that that was your WhatsApp message to Captain Kruger at BK1, page 1, and that it contained the address of Mr. Katiso Molefe?
I can confirm, Commissioner.
And that you sent that message on the 6th of December 2024 at 15:57?
I can confirm, Commissioner.
Now, it's a forwarded message. Is this because you were forwarding the message that General Mboto had sent to you? You just forwarded it on to, did you just forward it on to Captain Kruger?
Commissioner, that's the message that was, the address was coming from General Mboto, of which I forwarded to Captain Kruger.
Thank you. Captain Kruger says that you also forwarded another screenshot to him, which was a motor vehicle registration report for a specific vehicle, and he said it was an Audi. Do you recall forwarding that to him as well?
Correct, Commissioner. I do recall.
And if we look at the BK1, we can't see the downloaded message, but do you confirm that that is what you had forwarded to him? And if you go to page 2 of that same annexure, you will see what he says was the printout that was sent to him.
That's correct, Commissioner, I can say it.
Can you tell us why you were forwarding the details of this Audi to him?
Thank you, Commissioner. This Audi, when I, after receiving the address at Sandhurst, There was a number plate that was given of one of the cars that were within that premises. So if you look at the picture itself, that blue picture, that's the system that we normally use to test vehicles while we are on duty. We had that system within our phones to say, if I get a registration number, I can just go to that app and then test the car, and then it will give me the result. That's the result that we got of one of the cars that were within the premises.
Now, you say it was given to you, the registration details were given to you by whom?
By General Mboto.
And did he say who had given it to him? Did General Mboto tell you who had given that registration details to him?
Thank you, Commissioner. I never indicated to him who gave him the registration number, but with my assumption, I assume that it's coming from the national head. Why? Because the national head is the one who was contacted from the address.
So you didn't know what the relevance of that registration number was when you received it?
There was an indication, Commissioner, to say it's one of the cars that are within that address.
That's at the scene of the Sandhurst address?
That's correct, Commissioner.
When and how did General Mboto tell you that? Because it's not in your statement. You don't tell us in the statement why he gave you the details of this vehicle. You also don't tell us what you did with it.
That's correct, Commissioner. I didn't mention it on my statement, of which I will admit to be the omission, to say conversation between me and Captain Kruger via WhatsApp.
I'm asking about the conversation with General Mboto, where he tells you, you are telling us now, that he told you this is a vehicle that is on the scene that you are going to. That's not contained in your statement. It's not in the WhatsApp messages or in the phone messages attached to General Kruger's, to Captain Kruger's statement. Why is that? Where is that communication?
Thank you, Commissioner. I will accept as an omission on my statement. I omitted it on my statement, Commissioner.
It is an important omission because you get the details of a motor vehicle, you forward that detail to somebody else, and there is no record of why this motor vehicle was relevant. Why did you need to know? And all you're telling us now is you were told it's on the premises. Doing what? What did General Mboto say about this vehicle being on the premises? Why did it matter that you should know about it? Surely you must have asked that question.
Yes, sir, Commissioner. That's why I'm admitting it's my mistake not to include it on my statement.
You did ask the question, why are you giving me this information?
He did indicate, Commissioner, to me to say, there's one of the registration numbers that was identified to be at the address.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. And then, Brigadier, if you can go back to page 1 of B1, which is BK1. I just want to record the time that the vehicle registration information is sent. You'll recall that you forwarded the address at 15:57, but the time that you sent the vehicle registration details is at 16:24, so about a half an hour later. Had you had a further call with General Mboto between the time that you sent the address to Captain Kruger and the time that you sent the motor vehicle information?
Thanks, Commissioner. If I recall well, I did have conversation with General Mboto until the last communication when I gave him a feedback from the team that I sent that side. There was a communication.
And was it after one of those further communications that he had sent these details to you regarding the motor vehicle registration?
That's correct, Commissioner.
Okay. In the message you also send, if you can look at page 1, you send a message that says also black X5. Where did you get that information from? Because it's not a forwarded message. It seems that it was something that you typed out.
Thank you, Commissioner. That's the confirmation that I was still having contact with General Mboto.
So General Mboto was sending you this information or communicating this information to you about what was being observed on the scene.
Correct, Commissioner. He was updating me about what they observing within the scene, and then with my assumption to say the person who was communicating with General Libya, communication General Libya, and then escalated down to DEFCOM. DEFCOM escalated down to me.
And then just,
What exactly did the General Mboto say about the black X5?
Thank you, Commissioner. As I recall well, it was indicated also after the first vehicle was given in with the registration number. There was also indication that there was also a black X5 there that we couldn't, or that I was not given the registration number.
thank you, Brigadier. And then just to complete the message on that page 1, there is it says copied a brig. And that is from Captain Kruger. I think he was trying to communicate to you copied Brigadier, as in received.
That's how I'll assume it, Commissioner.
Okay. Thank you, Brigadier. Now, we then get to paragraph 5 of your statement, and you speak about a further conversation with Captain Kruger. Can you tell us what transpired during that conversation?
Thank you, Commissioner. Captain Kruger, after arriving at the set address, he did call me to give me a feedback. And then he indicated to me to say, Brigadier, this is a legitimate police operation where I managed to meet with the team leader of the group running the operation by the name of Captain Wanda. And then along our conversation, he also indicated to me to say, I'm with Captain Wanda, do you wish to speak with him?
Okay, before we get to that conversation, can I just ask you, between the time that you had your first call with Captain Kruger and then this call when he contacts you to tell you he's at the scene, were there any other calls between the two of you during that period?
Yes, Commissioner, there were calls between me and Captain Kruger because I kept on checking on him, how far is he to the address.
And how many times would you estimate you called him during that period?
Yeah, Commissioner, I don't want to lie how many times, but I was keeping contact now and then with him.
When you have deployed, and I'm going to use the word deployed in this case, because you've sent Captain Kruger to go to the scene with Captain Dikovea.
Constable Dikovea.
Constable, I beg your pardon. Is it in the normal course when you've deployed people to a scene that you phone them constantly, asking them how far are you and wanting updates as they go along proceeding to the scene and they get to the scene? Is that your protocol, your normal protocol?
Thank you, Commissioner. It is normal. Based on the operation that we'll be running, we used to have a planned operations that we will receive an information beforehand. We will have an ample time to can plan for that operation. And then it's normal, again, when we receive an emergency call from our superiors to say, this is happening, can you attend to it? And then on that instance, it's unplanned. And then when I dispatch members, I will constantly communicate with them so that I can also give feedback to my superiors.
Thank you.
Brigadier, at some point while you were having WhatsApp or telephone conversations with Captain Kruger, according to his statement, a WhatsApp group was created and you were joined and became part of that WhatsApp group. Is that correct?
Commissioner, what I can confirm is that even if he did open a chat group where he added me, what I can confirm is that I didn't participate on that chat group. Why? Because I constantly called him and then he was talking to me, and then I didn't have much reason to participate on that chat group.
That bothers me because if you were interested in knowing whether there were Hawks people at the address in Sandhurst and you had sent him there, his reason for creating the WhatsApp group would be to attend to your instruction.
I agree that he will attend to my instruction, Commissioner, but what I can confirm is that direct communication with him was giving me a first-hand information. That is why I didn't participate on the WhatsApp group.
I tell you what bothers me with the WhatsApps. If you go to Annexure B3 on page 9, these are the WhatsApps now in the group. And around 1644 on that same day, there is a WhatsApp that says, this is a legitimate police operation. I will send you Ops Commander's number. And then by around 1652, the details are provided that this is a legal SAPS operation, counterintelligence task team appointed by General Kumalo. Lieutenant Kumalo is in charge. If you look at that timeline, this is 1652. Do you see that? On page 9. There's a tab B3.
Correct.
Are you there?
I can see it.
Sorry, Brigadier, are you there?
Yes,
On
I
page
can
9.
see it.
Do you see where I was reading from?
Yes, Commissioner, I see where you were reading page 9.
Yes. Now,
Intelligence task team appointed by General Kumalo.
yes.
Lieutenant Kumalo in charge.
So according to Kruger's statement, this is 10 minutes before he arrives at the Sandhurst address, because he says, I arrived at 5 o'clock. So 10 minutes before, there is information on WhatsApp that this is a legitimate police operation, and who is the commander responsible?
I can confirm I see the message, Commissioner, but I will still advise the Commission to say, I never participated on this group chat. If the Commissioner can check on page 1 of BK1, the WhatsApp that I sent to Captain Kruger was direct from me to him, not on the group. So I never participated on the group chat that was run on the particular day, Commissioner.
Sorry, Brigadier, can I take you to page 7 of that same annexure? Are you there?
Yeah, I am here.
It's the one that says you added Brig Klenke. Do you see it? On page 7? at the bottom, you added Brig Clanky. This is the WhatsApp group that was created.
Yes.
And you've been added by Captain Kruger. Do you see that? And the next message is a message from you, which is the same motor vehicle information that you had sent Captain Kruger individually. If you go to page 8, it's a clearer picture of that same conversation.
Commissioner, if I'm getting you right, on page 7, you're speaking about the message of also a black
Yeah.
X5.
Go to page 8. Do you see the message that says you added Brig Clanky? Do you see that? That is Captain Kruger adding you to the group. Brigadier, do you see it?
I'm still checking. I see the one at the top, you added Chief George, and then Chief, let me see, where he added me. You can...
It's on page 8. I can get somebody to assist you if that will help.
If I'm correct, Commissioner, on page 8, is it the one that the first message that says you added Chief George?
Look at page 7. Do you see there are 2 in your hard copy? There's one on top, there's 2, it seems like it's 2 WhatsApps. It says you added Brig Clanky.
Correct.
The lower one says you added Brig Clanky, and then there's a message from Brig Clanky with the information, the motor vehicle information that you had sent to Captain Kruger individually earlier on. This is now at 16:34 when this is sent
I can see it.
by you in the WhatsApp group.
I can see it, Commissioner.
So when you said earlier that you didn't participate in that WhatsApp group, that wasn't accurate.
Commissioner, I still confirm that I didn't take part on this group chat. And then the message that I'm seeing from me, I don't know what it was. It's screenshot and posted to the group, copy and paste to the group.
Can you go to page 11?
May I, Ms. Ngube, refer you to paragraph 8 at page 3 of Captain Kruger's statement. He seems to be saying that he is the one who sent what you are referring to the group, which suggests that it was not the brigadier who sent these to the group.
Chair, just a point of correction.
Yes.
He sent it earlier on, Captain Kruger. If Chair can look at page 6.
Yes.
What Captain Kruger is referring to is the forwarding that he does on page 6 when he starts the WhatsApp group. At the bottom of page 6, you've got the address, and then there's that motor vehicle blue picture that we see, which is a downloaded, and then it says also black X5. Those are forwarded messages. He's forwarding those messages that he received from Brigadier Mokoena. He's forwarding it to the group that he's created. That's at 16:30. He then adds Brigadier Mokoena later at 16:32 on page 7. And once he's added Brigadier Clanky, which is Brigadier Mokoena on page 7, Brigadier Mokoena, which is Brig Clanky, sends those same messages again because he wouldn't have been privy to the forwarded messages earlier because he wasn't part of the group at that point.
And who forwards at that stage?
It's not a forwarded message, it's actually sent into the group by what I'm suggesting to the brigadier, it's him. Because you can see it's not a forwarded message, it is a message with his name on, and you can see even at the bottom where it says also black X5, it's not a forwarded message, it's a message that he is inserting into the chat, so effectively typing it in that chat.
Okay, let's say, I just want to see where exactly the brigadier is added to the group in relation to what appears at the beginning of paragraph 8. Where in relation to that is the brigadier added to the?
The brigadier is added after the WhatsApp messages, the WhatsApp group is created, and after the initial address and the motor vehicle information and the also X5 messages are forwarded by Captain Kruger that he received from Brigadier Mokwena. He's now forwarding it into the WhatsApp group that he created at 16:30, and that you will see on page 6 of BK3. On BK3, page 7, the bottom one, he's added Brigadier Klenke at just after 16:32, because you can see the last message before he adds says Halo radios on 16:32. He then adds Brigadier Klenke. Brigadier Klenke sends that same message, which is the vehicle information and the also a black X5 information, into the group, because he wouldn't have known that it was already put into the group because he wasn't in the group at the time when it was initially forwarded by Captain Kruger into the group.
All right, thank you. Do you want to clear all of
Yes.
this with the witness then?
Thank you, Chair. So, Brigadier, I want to ask if we can go back to page 7 of BK3. Do you confirm that you were added to the group shortly after 16:32, as reflected in the screenshot on page 7?
I do confirm, Commissioner.
Okay. And then do you confirm that you sent the motor vehicle information into that group?
Correct, Worship, I can see it on the
Okay.
picture.
And do you confirm that you also sent the message that says also X5, black X5?
I can confirm, Commissioner, I see it on the picture.
Okay. So I'm going to put the proposition again to you later, but can I also take you to page 11 of BK3? This is later on in the chats at 17:52. Actually at 17:46 on the top. Do you see the top messages?
Correct, Commissioner?
There's a message from Captain Percy Sinjane, and then there is a Brig Klenke. Captain Berry, thanks a lot. You can withdraw, bro. Is that a message that you sent in the group?
I can see it, Commissioner.
Do you confirm that you sent that message in that WhatsApp group?
According to the photo, it shows like that, Commissioner.
And the next message that says, all the members with Captain Berry, thanks.
Correct, Commissioner. I see.
Okay. So do you want to, Commissioner Kamalo will take it over from here.
Thank you, Commissioner. Back to the question of Commissioner Kumar.
Just pause there for a moment, Brigadier. That was my concern, that if you look at the timeline, at 1640 to 1650, so on page 9, from 1644 to 1652, by then there's communication within the group that this is a lawful SAPS operation. It's the counterintelligence task team involved. They are appointed by General Kumalo. He is in charge. This is before Captain Kruger arrives at the scene, because he only gets there at 5 o'clock, according to his evidence. Yet it takes another hour for you to instruct the members to withdraw. I just cannot understand why, when it became clear at 1644 that this is a legitimate police operation, telephone calls were not made to Lieutenant General Kumalo to inquire from him whether the people at the address in Sandhurst are executing a lawful police operation. I don't understand why, after that information, the Hawks people still needed to go to the address and remain at the address for at least another hour. I just don't get that. Do you want to comment?
No, I hear you, Commissioner. I want